Good day everyone, my name is JOL-US and today I'm gonna discuss the cry of Pugad Lawin. The first revolutionary cry was another spark added to the flames of Filipino countrymen who thirsted for freedom. It is no doubt that this passionate cry helped because of the following events proved the hearts of Filipino. Despite the controversy as to where and when the first cry took the place due to the different version, a definition of the cry meant anything to symbolism of rebellion, like the tearing of the cedulas and the actual battle itself. According to Richardson, the word cry was used to describe three different events. The first one is the decision to revolt. Second was the tearing of the cedulas. The third one is the encounter with the Spanish forces. It was specified in any older sources of what the first battle cry was specifically. On the other hand, Venezuela and Vice President of the Katipunan and one of the closest friends of Andres Bonifacio stated that the first cry was held in Pugad Lawin, and it was supported by the reason that the first meeting and discussion about the revolution against the Spaniards happened at the house of Juan Ramos, the son of the mother of Katipunan. It was attended by 1,000 Katipuneros. In that gathering, they had decided the revolution will be conducted on August 26, 1896. Teodoro Plata and Bonifacio's brother-in-law was also presented in that meeting and agreed with the said decision. Other important names mentioned to be presented in that event were Cipriano, Pacheco, Remedio, and San Pedro. Cedulas were the symbolize of the slavery of Spaniards towards the Filipino. Balimot ilahang murag papel nga ilahang basihan para slave ta nila dito sa katunga panahon. Those tearing it down have shown that it was the beginning of the revolutionary against the Spaniards of colonialism, like pag start na pag ingon ni Andres Bonifacio nga disiyo ng sedula, dito na nagsugod ang kikaway sa Pilipino ng mga Spaniards. The cry refers to tearing. The version of Noel Ramos, son of Melchora Aquino, stated that the first cry took place in Pugad Lawin. It is true that the revolution started at Balintawak. However, we're talking about the place where the tearing of the cedulas and first cry took place. Balintawak should not be considered the place for first cry. It was also supported by Teodoro Agoncillo, a well-known historian, writer, and is famous for his book, The Revolt of the Masses, with the evidence and analysis. Presented by Medina Agoncillo and other historians, it is somehow clear that the first cry revolution happened in Pugad Lawin, but it was not enough to stop the debate where the first cry took place. With that year, in 2001, the National Historian Institute re-examined the study against the evidence. The person involved were 3 historians and 1 Supreme Court official. After this, the National Historical Institute confirmed that the first cry revolution took place on August 23, 1896 in Pugad Lawin. Otherwise, the cry of Pugad Lawin have different dates and places. Several accounts provide differing dates and places of the cry of Pugad Lawin. Olegario Diaz, who was an officer of a Spanish Guardian Civil, stated that the cry happened in Balintawak on August 25, 1896. Historian Teodoro Calao wrote in his 1925 book entitled The Filipino Revolution that the cry took place during the final week of August 1986 at Kangkong, Balintawak. Santiago Alvarez, a Katipunero and the son of Mariano Alvarez, who was the leader of the Magdiwang function in Cavite, stated in 1927 that the cry happened in Bahay Toro, now in Quezon City, on August 24, 1896. Pio Valenzuela and Andres Bonifacio, close associates, declared in 1948 that the event took place on August 23, 1896 in Pugad Lawin. Some of the apparent confusion about the place where it happened is in part due to the double meaning on the words Balintawak and Caloocan at the turn of the century. However, from 1908 until 1963, this event was officially recognized as having happened on August 26 in Balintawak. Ultimately, the Philippine government declares in 1963 changed from August 26 to August 23 in Pugad Lawin in Quezon City. And that's all for the different days and dates of the CRY of Pugad Lawin. And that's all for my discussion. I hope you learned from it. Thank you for watching.